Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie and I'm joined by Derek Kaufman.
How you doing?
Good.
Good to be back in the chair with my new co-host over here.
Yeah,
I love this.
I'm glad to have one of the top 3 lawyers at TMZ joining me. So.
Comfortably in the top 3. I'll always have a safe position at the bronze medal for me.
Yeah. Well, we got a few good stories today. Chrishell Stause got married. We're also doing, cops are investigating the ice cream liquors at the
The
supermarket.
liquors are back, man. I thought this was over, but go on.
And Jay-Z and Beyonce are making moves. So let's start with Chrishell. Chrishell Stause of Selling Sunset fame. She was previously married to Justin Hartley.
That ended poorly.
That ended very badly.
Yeah.
Now she's married. She's married to a non-binary musician from Australia. Their name is G Flip.
Mm-hmm.
This is from going through a string of bad breakups. She also dated Jason Oppenheim.
Yeah, on Selling Sunset, her boss, one of her bosses,
Yeah.
the bald-headed twin short gentlemen who
That's
are
it.
very, very rich, Jason Oppenheim. Oppenheimer or Oppenheim?
Oppenheim, I
Yeah,
believe.
Oppenheim. They dated for a while. It was a whole storyline. She was, Chrishell is around my age. I think she's like in her early 40s. So I understand the urgency to want to settle down, and relationships can move more quickly. It did with Jason, and it obviously has done that with G Flip, because Chrishell seems to be interested in settling down and maybe starting a family. That was a big issue she had with Jason.
She wanted babies.
She wants babies, and I'm wondering if G Flip is like, all right, I'll make babies with you. We can get that done in some way.
Right. Yeah, because even with Justin Hartley, I think, she wanted her own kids and that sort of stuff. So it's been an interesting sort of relationship romance road she's gone down because, we don't know privately, but publicly, she's always been into dudes.
Yes.
And she's dated high-profile dudes, and then...
she's had her pick of the litter. She's beautiful, and so she dates around. She's also lovely. I've met her a few times.
Sweet as hell.
She's a very sweet, down-to-earth person. She's now suddenly quite famous as a reality star. That show is bigger than anyone ever imagined. So she's out on the scene. I never imagined she would get with. I think G Flip's a DJ, right?
She's a musician in her own right. They actually met. G Flip sort of cast her on a music video.
Mm-hmm.
Now making out in the music video, and then sparks flying, and then now Chrishell's like, okay, well maybe I'm interested in something new.
Yeah.
But
she doesn't strike me as someone who would do a relationship just for publicity. I think it's a real relationship. What is a little curious to me is that the post with the quickie, impulsive marriage in Vegas seems to be to promote one of G Flip's new songs, which is called "I'll Be Your Man."
Yeah, let's have a listen to it now.
I know how you think and what you like and what your body needs. Convinced you should ride for me. I'm not what you planned. I'll be your man.
See, even that line, I'm not what you planned. So obviously you didn't plan on dating someone of my gender.
Yeah.
But I'll be your man. So it almost, leads you to believe that Chrishell was after a guy and just settled down with someone she fell in love with.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think to the extent she's talked about this, she's not private, but she also doesn't speak, a lot about the relationship. There's pictures and you have to sort of read tea leaves. But I think she fell in love with a person. And it sounds like what really went on here. It was, sometimes that can rush over you. Sometimes it takes love a long time to burn. It sounds like they met at a Halloween party. Then she was in the video with her. And this was sort of a torrid affair, which... we talk in the room a lot about whether something should burn so brightly, whether it has the potential to last so long. I've always said, look, love has to grow naturally at a slow pace. You sort of like...
You've never been a big proponent in romance.
I've always worried about it burning brightly and then snuffing out. But now I've seen too many examples. I've seen Courtney and Travis. They seem very much in love. They're hot and heavy, making out behind a, Circuit City or something.
They're newly married still, though, as well.
True.
The burning bright, I think, can last a matter of years. But if you lasting the whole of your life, I think number one, you've got to be just good friends.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Can I take notes here? You seem to have this solved.
It's just interesting how it's all gone down for Chrishell. But the thing that, worries me, I'm not worried, but the thing that worries me is that there's the song they're promoting.
Yeah.
And also G Flip, new cast member on Selling Sunset.
Yes. I mean, you always bring that, I would say, cynical eye to things. Are they
Always.
just promoting stuff? And I am a little bit more generous with people's motives, I would say. Maybe to a fault. I think you're probably, bringing that jaundiced eye of skepticism is the right move because you've been around the block in Hollywood. You've seen this scene play out over and over again, and maybe
Yeah.
I'm a little too naive. What I will say about Chrishell is she's at this juncture in life. I think what happened with Justin Hartley was devastating.
Yes.
I think she thought that was the long haul. What a handsome guy. He was everything she wanted. He had a previous relationship and a daughter, but they seemed so much in love. I had seen them together, and they did very much seem to love each other. And I
That came
think
as a shock.
It shattered her.
Yeah.
I mean, he filed for that divorce so abruptly, moved on so quickly, and then she's been a little bit adrift. She sort of latched on at her job, threw herself into her career of selling homes and being a reality star.
Did she
gets
sell
adjacent-
homes?
I don't know. The jury's out on whether they actually sell homes or they just sort of wear small dresses and do open houses.
I'll watch.
I don't know.
I'll watch anyway.
I watch either.
Yeah.
But the Jason relationship seemed very sincere, but it also seemed like someone, I don't want to use the word desperate loaded. I don't think she's a desperate person because she has her pick of the litter, but she really wants to get something done on the relationship front.
Yeah.
And he was not having it. He loves being sort of single and mingling or whatever. And G Flip probably offered her, even though she's very young, she's 28, someone who said, I'll be serious. Let's take this all the way
And
down the altar.
safe, and
safe,
I'm not
yeah.
going to screw you over like the last guys did.
Yeah.
Chrishell, as we said, she's the most lovely,
She really is.
sweetest. I adore her as a person.
Agreed.
So it's no wonder sort of G Flip fell for her, and G Flip from her own. She seems cool too. She's
Absolutely lovely.
a
They
little
both
rock
seem
star.
lovely. Yeah. And there's been no real negativity. People are sort of curious about the relationship, but there's been no sort of controversy or drama other than people being sort of like, is this for real? But by all accounts, it is. They've been going at it for a year. Everything seems very positive. All of their public appearances, they're all over each other. What more can you do but root for them? It seems like love, I guess we can be proven wrong, but
Totally, and maybe G Flip in that she's Australian. Maybe that's a bit of a draw card too. Like people are really into Americans love
this
Aussies.
guy thinks an accent brings you all the way to a Vegas wedding. Look, it's fine. It's cute at Coachella if you're rolling and on a bunch of drugs, but after that, it wears off. Let me just tell you, many years with you, I don't...
It's worn off.
The charm is in the basement now. Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on. Well, very famous viral clip now of this couple licking ice cream at a supermarket, all in them trying to go viral.
Yes.
It was all for social media. Taquan Hines and his girlfriend Asia, they uploaded a clip to Instagram where they, went into the freezer section at a supermarket, licked some,
Blue Bunny ice cream.
Is that like a famous ice cream?
It's good. They're Bluebell is in Texas. Blue Bunny is another sort of brand that is very well known.
Is that the
People
ice
love
cream
it.
you choose to lick though?
Oh man, I would lick any ice cream. It doesn't really matter. But
I'm a Van Leeuwen guy. I lick Van Leeuwen.
Oh, Van Leeuwen's so good.
So good.
But that's
Honeycomb?
that's bougie ice cream. Come on, this is like supermarket ice cream is like a different level. I wouldn't lick a vanilla. It looked like they pulled out a vanilla. That's why I
know.
knew they were rookies. I was like, that's not the flavor. You
At
wanna
least
lick.
get Neapolitan or something where you get the chocolate, strawberry, vanilla.
Maybe get a little chunk out of it or something. Some peanut butter cup, something.
Well,
But-
now they're in big trouble because cops are investigating,
Yeah.
and it might just seem like a little funny thing on the face of it, but the last guy who did this has gone viral before. There was
Yes.
another guy who did this. He went to jail. He went to prison for 30 days.
30 days for his little social media prank to lick some ice cream and throw it back in. What I don't understand about the quest for virality is you're putting it on video with your face to get famous,
Yeah.
and you're solving the crime for the cops. Like there's no investigation necessary other than locating that face, that account to a house, and you go arrest the person. I mean, they've confessed the crime at that point, and they also seem to know that it's illegal in this one because they lick it, put it in the freezer, and then run. Right?
And then
There's
posted
knowledge.
they posted the video, then took it down. So they obviously got some quick backlash. They decided, okay, we did the wrong thing here. And now, I mean, the video's gone viral. So
It has. They won that.
They
I
won
guess
that.
They're going to get a cool mugshot. They're on the TMZ website. I mean, I guess
and the
they-
TMZ podcast.
Maybe that's worth 30 days in jail.
I mean,
they obviously weighed that out. They probably knew about this old influencer, and they said 30 days. I can do 30 days. I can do anything for a month.
Right.
No
I
big
mean,
deal.
It's just the posting it. The posting it honestly annoys me more than the actual licking.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
I wouldn't go and lick an ice cream and put it back in the supermarket. But if I were to, I wouldn't post about it. Like, what
I
are
agree.
you doing trying to get clout from doing this silly little crime?
Can I say something else? It's also lame and unoriginal. The other guy who did the 30 days, he at least had the flash of inspiration, be like, you know what I could do? I could lick ice cream and get arrested for it. And I'm the first guy to lick ice cream in a supermarket.
This is copycat.
This is copycat. This is derivative stuff. Pick a new bit, maybe like eat some crackers or something. Do something else in a grocery store.
Yeah.
Licking the ice cream's been done. It's also gross, and I really like ice cream, and so now I have to see that seal.
Are you going to double check every ice cream now
I
on?
open them up, and if there are certain ice creams that have that plastic seal in the wake of all this, and if certain brands, like artisanal ones, don't have that seal, I can't eat it.
Right.
I want to, but now I'm just thinking about liquors. It's also the truest sign to me that this is really a post-COVID moment. Like, we're so far past COVID that people are licking ice cream for jokes. I mean, we weren't even in grocery stores without masks. We weren't shaking hands, and we're back. We're back, baby. They're licking ice cream.
Are you worried about, like, produce? Like, because produce doesn't have a seal, so people could go around licking apples.
Absolutely. And
you peel your apples now, all these apples?
I need to skin each of my grapes. It's going to be painstaking.
Speaking of grapes, are you this person who, like, dines out on grapes while at the supermarket?
Oh, man. I like to bring a bag around. I take the bag of red seedless, I put it in that front compartment, and I just nosh a little bit.
Really?
Also lightens the load a little bit, because those are charged by poundage. Anyway, I don't do that. That's actually stealing. But I do think you're allowed to try a grape or two.
2 grapes is the amount you're allowed to
grapes,
try?
You got to check them.
How many is stealing? How many eating grapes is stealing?
I think if you're... I think grapes are so bountiful that it's not noticed. I don't think I would ever open a banana where I had to, like, deal with a peel or something.
You wouldn't
pop in a few grapes.
Open a bag of chips?
Oh, I definitely open the chips. Do not open the chips. Now, Mary is big on opening the chips, and then it's so depressing. She'll bring the empty bag, and they beep, and I'm like, oh, we just paid for something that's empty. It always, like, it hurts my soul, and she's like, we didn't pay for something that's empty. We paid for something we ate, and she has to, like, sort of educate me on, it's okay to pay for things that you've enjoyed that are now gone. I'm like, no, I like to just...
It's the heist of it all.
It's the heist. It's just petty... I'm still a little kid at heart, but I don't do any of this stuff, just so you guys know.
These are all
ideas. All ideas.
Yeah. We've actually got some sound from the viral clip, which we'll play now.
Where, hurry up. Get ice cream. Let me taste it. All right, hurry up, put it back. Hurry up, put it back.
The audio's so boring. You know what I mean? If they're going to do a big presentation where they're licking ice cream, give me some hijinks, maybe layer on some music.
Yeah, I'd like
throw
that.
in a copyright violation or something on top of just like, oh, you're going to lick it? Okay.
I'd love if they got some sauce and just put it on the ice cream too.
Yeah, add a little hot fudge. That would make it different. Yeah, make a different crime. Maybe you have to do 45 days if you add a little hot fudge, but I think it's worth it. You've now done something original.
Okay, on to our final story of the day. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're both making moves independently. So Beyonce, she just kicked off her Renaissance tour over in Sweden, and Jay-Z is wanting to open up a casino in Times Square.
Who better? Who better? And he wrote an open letter to the public, which is a genius move. He's obviously an incredible businessman in a lot of ways. He knows how to leverage his brand. His brand is so New York. He's the king of New York ever since, Biggie was killed. So he is, not to bring that up, but he is. He's truly the king of New York, and he knows exactly how to talk to the audience. He's like, I want to build this thing. Times Square, if you live in New York, is a joke, right? No one wants to be there.
Trap.
It's a tourist trap.
It's Hollywood Boulevard.
Exactly. It's Hollywood Boulevard. The restaurants aren't good. You got the naked cowboy. But if there's
That's a positive, actually.
That's actually kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
But now they're finally going to get this gaming license, and they're going to build a casino, and they really should allow someone who is thoroughly New York to build the casino. Now, the old person who might have built a casino in New York is now a former president who's no longer as associated with New York. But you would imagine if this took place like 20 years ago when he wasn't the horrific figure he's become or divisive. Yeah. Don't you think Trump would build it? He built casinos everywhere else. He loved New York. He was the biggest real estate builder in sort of the Northeast.
He must be looking at this story today on TMZ.com.
Yes.
And going, could have been me. Maybe I played my cards wrong.
That's what I wonder. Does he look at this? He's like, what have I done? Like, he's in this CNN town hall. He's just got hit with a $5 million verdict against him. He's facing criminal charges from the DA there who's licking his chops. Just saw a jury find him liable. Is like, I'll be able to convict him. I'll just get a new jury. His life is, he would never say this. He bloviates past all of it, but it's falling apart, and Jay-Z is on top of the world. And he must look at that and say, that could have been me. Why'd I mess it all up?
It's a great idea, though. You can just see tourists like flock. They already flock to Times Square. They may as well go and lose some money there, too.
He'll make so much. And there's so much money sloshing around the city. You've got the center of business. So you've got all of these, investment bankers and with money in their pocket to burn. Why not go to the casino at the end of the day and make Times Square cool? It's such a, it could be a cool part of the city. It doesn't have to be the tourist trap that it is. My question for you is Beyonce. I talked to Lauren yesterday on the way out, and she was like, have you seen, she's kicking off this tour. Is this the, I don't want to put a negative note on it. Is this Beyonce's like swan song? Is
it her
Beyonce-
Renaissance? Is Renaissance supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing?
Renaissance
means
is a rebirth.
Oh.
It should be the start of something new, but it feels like the end for Beyonce. Not in a bad way. She has conquered every world you can conquer. She has the most Grammys. I mean,
I didn't even know she was going on tour. I didn't know she was going on tour.
Yeah, it seems quiet.
It's no Taylor Swift, sort of like every concert's a huge event. Like
Yes.
maybe it'll grow, but no one was really, not no one. Barely anyone was into this album,
I know.
even though it won a Grammy. So yeah.
So should she cede the territory to the new, Taylor Swift is the queen now.
Just get into the casino business with
I
Jay-Z.
agree.
Just all in on the casino business.
Yeah, she's a mom now. She's got 3 kids. Jay-Z is a business titan. I feel she could like segue very gracefully to just the couple of New York, and she no longer needs to like hoof it on tour and put on the outfits. Not that she can't. She's beautiful. She's obviously extremely talented, but it feels like this is like maybe the end of that phase. Maybe this is like the last big tour because other people have caught up. It used to be Beyonce tours were unrivaled, right? And
now it's thank you
Taylor
next.
Swift, thank you next. That's it. I'm telling you, and it's not a bad thing. What a career. And I don't want to retire her. She gets to do it on her own terms, but it just feels like this would be a good moment to say, I'm going to move on. I'm going to be a casino mogul.
Wouldn't that be the best? How much have you won or lost at the casino? Last thing.
I never I go to Circus. I play the dollar blackjack tables because I like to be a big roller. I bring like a stack of ones and I just
You're a cheapskate. You can't you don't want to lose your money.
It hurts me too much to lose. I can't bear the losing, so I can never get to the winning.
Well,
anyway, do you lose a lot of money? Only Harvey's money from what I've heard.
I've lost a lot of Harvey's money when we go in casinos, but none of my own. Well, thank you guys very much for joining us. Thank you, Derek.
All right, thanks.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you.